you want the 9-step promises of AA, you're going to need to do a thorough 8-step amends list, and this video will share exactly how to do that. If you don't know me yet, I'm Adam Vibe Gunton, founder and executive director of Recovered on Purpose, a nonprofit organization with the sole mission of helping addicts recover and deterring the future generations from going down the path of addiction. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel to help get this content out to those who need it, and let me know in the comments if this video helped your process in any way. The 8th step can feel overwhelming, usually because people are fearfully anticipating the 9th step amends process, but it's one of the most freeing actions you'll take on your entire recovery journey and will become a way of living that will guard you from shame, guilt, remorse, and regret later on in your life. Facing the past can be difficult, but it's essential to building the future you truly want for your life in recovery. In this video, I'll guide you through the process of writing your 8-step amends list with clarity and purpose so you're prepared to move forward with step 9 and begin making meaningful changes in your life. The 8th step reads that we made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. This step is about accountability, and I tell my sponsees the only rule is to not leave anything out, no matter what, and no matter if you haven't ever told anyone about it. Those super duper deep dark secret ones will become the most freeing experience of your life to this point. And notice, the first step is merely writing them down. You don't even need to be willing to make the amends to write them down. Remember, the 12 steps are never about punishment. It's about recovery and freeing ourselves from the things that have continued to drive our addiction. The key to unlock the future you want full of the 9th step promises is willingness. A willingness to do whatever it takes to recover. And although the 8th and 9th step were scary to me the first time, they have become such a part of my life in the 10th step that making amends and righting wrongs is just part of my life now. I know the effects of it and want you to experience them too. So let's get started. First, who exactly belongs on your 8-step amends list? Short answer, anyone you've harmed. Long answer, everyone you know you have harmed and anyone you think may have been harmed, so you can talk it out with your sponsor and see if there was harm caused by you that warrants an amends. You don't need to seek harm where there was no harm. It is one of the big mistakes I see people make on this step. If you stole from someone, duh. If you lied to someone or cheated on someone, duh. If you systematically ruined someone's life on purpose to raise up your own status in the world, duh. But sometimes there are more subtle ones, like maybe you never directly stole from your mother, but do you think your constant ignoring her calls while you were out drinking and drugging while her living at home afraid of the day she would hear about your death caused harm? I think so. Or what about the employer you work with, who you have been giving half effort to, showing up late, and not being fully into the work? You think that harms him or her and the company? I do. Look for places in your life currently and from the past for the big ones where you have caused harm and write the name down and what you did in just a few short sentences to be exact. Now, it is important to be thorough, leaving nothing and no one out intentionally. The beautiful thing about this work is that none of us actually do it perfectly the first time around. But with the willingness, God will reveal things to us as we continue along this path and even put people randomly in front of us in a grocery store we haven't seen in 11 years that we remember we owe an amends to and make it on the spot, causing someone to be so joyful they hug us, forgive us, and thank us for the courage to go up to them. Yeah, that really happened to me in my 2nd year of recovery. Once you have written all the names down and the few sentences next to each, thoroughly go through the list and ask God if there is anyone or anything you have left out. When you are confident you have the list complete, set a meeting with your sponsor and revisit the list once a day until you meet with them, asking God to show you anyone or anything you have left out. You'd be surprised what this habit of asking God for help will do for you in your life in recovery. When meeting with your sponsor, be 100% honest about everything you did. Discuss with them how you believe it caused harm to them, and if your sponsor has done the work correctly, they will be able to guide you in how the amends would go with that person. Then, by the end of the meeting, you need to be able to tell yourself, God, and your sponsor you are willing to make amends to every single person on the list. If there is anyone on it you are struggling to become willing to make amends to, take a pause from the work with your sponsor for a couple days and take legitimate time with God to ask Him to remove your fear and whatever is blocking you from having the willingness to make the amends. Ask Him for the willingness and pray for the person you need to make amends to. This will help grow your willingness until you are at the point where you are ready to move on to the 9th step amends that you can find here. Or if you want some more motivation, you can find the 9 step promises here. Until I see you again, enjoy your life in recovery, help some people, make some amends, clean up your past, and keep living recovered on purpose.